In this lesson, we're going to compare two ratios to know whether they are equivalent or not. And in doing that, we normally set the two ratios to be equal to each other, like A over B equal to C over D. We then cross multiply this, A multiply D and C multiply B. If the answer are equal, then we say that the ratios are equivalent. That is the product of A and D if it is equal to the product of C and B. So as it is here, let me put a question mark on top of this equal sign. This is just an arbitrary, or let me say it's an assumption that A multiply D equal to C multiply B. If that happens, if they are equal, then we say the two ratios are in proportion. If they are not, the two ratios are not in proportion. Again, I recommend you go back to the lesson on ratio if you have not done that. So as an example, these are two ratios. We want to check whether 3 over 4 and 6 over 8 are equivalent. So this is how we're going to do it. 3 over 4, we assume it is equal to 6 over 8. And then test whether it's truly equal by cross multiplying this number. That's 3 multiplied by 8. Let's assume it is equal to 4 multiplied by 6. 3 multiplied by 8 is 24. And 4 multiplied by 6 is also 24. So since the numbers or the products are equal, then that means this ratio 3 over 4 and 6 over 8 are equivalent or are in proportion. That is how to check whether two ratios are in proportion. So we have an example here. It says determine if the following ratios are in proportion or not. 6 to 9, that is the ratio of 6 to 9, and the ratio of 24 to 36. So we check whether these are in proportion. So starting with A, 6 over 9, 6 ratio 9 means 6 over 9. Let's assume it is equal to, let me put equal sign, question mark rather, on top of the equal sign, because we don't know whether they are equal yet. So 24 over 36. I will cross multiply to see whether these two ratios are in proportion. So I'll have 6 multiplied by 36. Let's assume it is equal to 9 multiplied by 24. And 6 multiplied by 36 is, let's use a calculator to make the work easier and faster. 6 multiplied 36 is 216, 216. Let's assume it's equal to the other one. Again, 9 multiplied by 24 equal to 216, okay? So they are equal. Let's move this. Since we have 216 and 216 on both sides, that means the ratio 6 to 9 and 24 to 36 are in proportion. Let's move on to question B. Question B, we have 5 to 7 and 10 to 14. So we set 5 to 7 is 5 over 7. We assume it is equal to 10 over 14. And then cross multiply. 5 multiply 14. Let's assume it is equal to 7 multiply 10. 5 multiply 14. 5 times 14, 70. 10 times, or 7 times 10 is also 70. So this ratio, 5 to 7 and 10 to 14 are in proportion since we have 70 on both sides. Then question C, we have 3 to 5 and 6 to 8. 3 to 5, that is 3 over 5. Let's assume it's equal to 6 over 8. cross multiply, we have 3 times 8. Let's assume is equal to 5 times 6. 3 times 8 is 24. 5 times 6 is 30. So 24 and 30 are not equal. Therefore, these ratios are not in proportion. Let me put not there. They are not in proportion. Then lastly, 11 to 12 and 7 to 8. Let me do that here. 11 to 12, that is 11 over 12. Let's assume it is equal to 7 to 8, that's 7 over 8. We then cross multiply 11 times 8. Let's assume it's equal to 12 times 7. 11 times 8 is, 88. Let's assume it's equal to the other side. 12 times 7, 84, okay? They are not equal. 88 and 84 are not the same. Therefore, these ratios are not in proportion. So that is how to find the proportionality of two ratios. You set the ratio to be equal, we assume is an assumption, then cross multiply the numbers. If the numbers on both sides, if the products are equal, it means the ratios are in proportion. If not, the ratios are not in proportion. You can use that knowledge to find an unknown variable as we have it here. The question says find the value of x in each of the following. X over 5 equal to 8 over 6. To do that, we cross multiply. So if I have x over 5 equal to 8 over 6, when I cross multiply, x times 6 is 6s, and 5 times 8 is 40. Dividing through by 6, s will be 40 divided by 6. 40 divided by 6 is 6. 6 remainder 4. So 6 whole number 4 over 6. 2 here 2. 2 here 3. We have 6 whole number 2 over 3. That is the value of x. In that case, s is 6 whole number 2 over 3. Then for the b part, let me do b here. I have 7 over x equal to 8 over 9. We cross multiply to get the value of x. S times 8 is 8x, and 7 times 9 is 63. Let me confirm that. 7 times 9. Yeah, got it. To get the value of x, we divide both sides by 8. 63 divided by 8. That should be 7 remainder 7 whole number. 7 times 8 is 4. 7 times 8, 56, minus 63 is 7 whole number, 7 over 8. So s is equal to 7 whole number, 7 over 8. Then for the c, let's do that here. C 3 over 8 equal to x over 8. Again, to get the value of x, we need to cross multiply. 8 times x is 8x, and 3 times 8 is 24. To get the value of s, we divide both sides by 8. S is equal to 24 divided by 8. S equal to 3. And lastly, question D, 7 over 15 equal to x over 9. To get the value of s, we cross multiply. 15 times s is 15s equal to 7 times 9 is 63. To get the value of s, we divide both sides by 63, and by 15 rather. 63 divided by 15 is 4 remainder 3. So S is equal to 4 whole number 3 over 15. And so that is how to use proportion to find the value of an unknown variable in question like this. This brings us to the end of this very class on proportion.